Today I'm starting a new series focusing on economic inequality. Economic inequality, a phenomenon characterized by disparities in income and wealth distribution, has grown increasingly pronounced in recent years. One can identify several factors contributing to economic inequality. 1. Technological advancements. As technological progress accelerates, the demand for high-skilled labor increases. Those with advanced skills and education are more likely to benefit from technological advancements, while low-skilled workers face unemployment or wage stagnation. This divergence in employment opportunities and income growth further exacerbates economic inequality. 2. Globalization. The integration of economies worldwide has led to increased competition for jobs and resources. Lower-skilled workers in developed countries are often vulnerable to job loss due to outsourcing, as companies seek to lower production costs by moving operations to countries with cheaper labor. This displacement contributes to growing income disparities. 3. Tax policies and government regulations. Fiscal policies can either reinforce or mitigate economic inequality. Progressive tax systems, where the wealthy pay a higher percentage of their income in taxes, can help reduce income disparities. However, when tax systems favor the wealthy, such as through tax breaks or loopholes, economic inequality can worsen. Additionally, deregulation in financial markets can lead to wealth concentration among the elite, further exacerbating the issue. One such indicator is the Gini coefficient, a widely used statistical measure of income and wealth distribution. The Gini coefficient, developed by Italian statistician Corrado Gini in 1912, is a mathematical measure of income or wealth distribution within a population. The coefficient ranges from 0 to 1, where 0 represents perfect equality, that is, everyone having the same income or wealth, and 1 denotes absolute inequality, that is, one individual possessing all the income or wealth. Hi there. First, let me tell you a story. Long, long ago, there lived a man named Robin Hood. Robin Hood, a legendary figure from English folklore, has fascinated generations with his tales of heroism, cunning, and defiance of authority. His story is one of an outlaw who robs from the rich and gives to the poor, making him a symbol of social justice and resistance against tyranny. However, the portrayal of Robin Hood as either a hero or a villain is not as clear-cut as it may seem. Robin Hood's origins are shrouded in mystery and have evolved over time. The earliest accounts of Robin Hood date back to the 14th and 15th centuries, where he is depicted as a yeoman, a commoner, or a nobleman's attendant. His story has been retold and adapted in various forms, from ballads and plays to novels and films. Some versions depict him as a staunch supporter of the rightful king, while others emphasize his role as an outlaw and rebel. This fluidity in his character and story has allowed him to remain a captivating figure in popular culture. Today's discussion is part 2 of the series on economic inequality. Part 1 focused on laying the foundation, as we have seen from the clips and the full video at the beginning of this episode. Today I shall be focusing on 3 intertwined elements: economics, the rule of law, and human rights. Before I continue, however, do visit our website where I curate news and publications from international financial organizations and world central banks. Topics cover a wide range of financial and economic issues that affect individual countries or the world economy. For instance, COVID-19, inflation, or the war in Ukraine. Please also subscribe to this channel and be informed whenever we publish a new video. Robin Hood's supporters argue that he is a hero, as he defies the unjust ruling class and helps those less fortunate. In a time of rampant corruption and social inequality, Robin Hood's actions are seen as a means to restore balance and promote justice. He challenges the oppressive rule of the Sheriff of Nottingham and the greedy nobility, who exploit the common people through excessive taxation and abuse of power. Furthermore, Robin Hood is often portrayed as a champion of the weak and downtrodden, using his exceptional archery skills and cunning to outwit his enemies. His generosity and loyalty to his band of merrymen and the people he helps have endeared him to audiences for centuries, cementing his status as a hero in the eyes of many. Despite his altruistic motivations, there are those who argue that Robin Hood's methods make him a villain. By breaking the law and taking justice into his own hands, he undermines the established order and promotes lawlessness. Critics assert that his actions encourage others to follow suit, leading to a society where crime and anarchy reign. Moreover, Robin Hood's violent tendencies cannot be overlooked. He and his band of outlaws engage in numerous acts of violence, theft, and sabotage, which can be seen as acts of terrorism. In this light, Robin Hood can be viewed as a dangerous and destabilizing force, rather than a symbol of justice and fairness. Society is an intricate web of norms, values, and structures that shape human behavior and interactions. Three critical components of this web are economics, the rule of law, and human rights, all of which play pivotal roles in maintaining social order and promoting the well-being of individuals. Economics, the rule of law, and human rights are three distinct yet closely intertwined concepts that play a crucial role in shaping societies. These three aspects function in tandem to create an environment in which individuals can thrive and their economies can prosper. The rule of law, as a fundamental principle of governance, is deeply rooted in the social fabric. It provides a framework for organizing social interactions and maintaining order by establishing a clear set of rules and guidelines for individuals to follow. In a sociological context, the rule of law can be seen as a reflection of societal norms and values, which are shaped by historical, political, and cultural factors. In a legal or formal context, the rule of law refers to the principle that all individuals and institutions are subject to and accountable under the law, which is fair, publicly promulgated, equally enforced, and independently adjudicated. The rule of law provides a stable and predictable legal framework necessary for economic growth and development. A strong and effective rule of law is vital to economic progress, as it enables businesses to operate in a secure and predictable environment. By reducing the risk of arbitrary government actions, corruption, and disputes, the rule of law encourages investment and innovation. It also ensures that property rights are protected, contracts are enforced, and disputes are resolved fairly, which in turn promotes market efficiency and fosters economic growth. The rule of law creates an environment where businesses can operate with confidence, attracting domestic and foreign investment, and fostering economic development. Conversely, weak rule of law hinders economic growth by creating uncertainty and increasing the risk of corruption, ultimately deterring investment and hampering the efficient allocation of resources. However, the rule of law can be a double-edged sword, as its application may not always result in fair outcomes for all individuals involved. It may be susceptible to the influence of powerful social groups who may seek to manipulate and shape it for their benefit. Consequently, the rule of law can sometimes perpetuate existing social inequalities or create new ones, leading to a disproportionate impact on marginalized or vulnerable communities. In practice, because the haves often have greater access to resources and opportunities, that enables them to navigate the legal system more effectively. This can manifest in various ways, including 1. Access to legal representation. Wealthier individuals typically have greater access to high-quality legal representation, giving them an advantage in legal disputes and proceedings. 2. Influence on policy making. Those with resources and power often have more influence on the development and implementation of policies and laws, allowing them to shape the legal framework in a way that benefits their interests. 3. Unequal enforcement. The enforcement of laws can also be skewed in favor of the haves, as they may be less likely to face the consequences of their actions due to their social status or connections. Human rights, on the other hand, are a set of universally recognized principles that uphold the dignity, worth, and freedoms of every individual, regardless of their social standing. In a sociological context, human rights serve as a counterbalance to the rule of law, promoting social justice and equality by challenging existing power structures and advocating for the rights and needs of marginalized groups. Human rights principles are inherently aspirational, representing collective ideals that societies strive to achieve. They can also serve as catalysts for social change by inspiring grassroots movements and providing a framework for collective action aimed at transforming societal norms and structures. Economic development and human rights are intrinsically linked. A thriving economy can provide individuals with the resources necessary to fulfill their basic needs, such as food, shelter, and healthcare, and to exercise their human rights. Moreover, economic development can contribute to social and political stability, which in turn can create an enabling environment for the protection and promotion of human rights. Conversely, the protection and promotion of human rights can drive economic development. By ensuring that individuals have access to education, healthcare, and equal opportunities, a society can foster an inclusive and innovative economy. Moreover, by promoting gender equality, labor rights, and environmental sustainability, human rights can contribute to a more equitable and sustainable economic development. In practice, however, the have-nots often face significant challenges in accessing and enjoying their basic human rights. The lack of resources and power can create barriers that prevent them from fully participating in society and enjoying the protection of the rule of law. Some of these challenges include 1. Limited access to justice. The have-nots often struggle to access legal representation and may be unable to afford the costs associated with legal proceedings, making it difficult for them to seek redress for violations of their rights. 2. Discrimination and marginalization. The have-nots are often subject to discrimination and marginalization, which can exacerbate existing inequalities and make it more difficult for them to enjoy their human rights. 3. Vulnerability to exploitation. The have-nots may also be more vulnerable to exploitation and abuse, as they often lack the resources and power needed to challenge injustices and seek protection under the rule of law. To foster a more just and equitable society, it is crucial to balance the rule of law and human rights, ensuring that legal systems and social institutions both maintain order and promote social justice. This balance can be achieved through the following strategies. 1. Legal reforms. Adapting legal systems to better align with human rights principles by, for example, decriminalizing certain activities that disproportionately impact vulnerable populations, or adopting restorative justice approaches that prioritize rehabilitation over punishment. 2. Public awareness and education. Raising public awareness of human rights principles and the importance of the rule of law in promoting social justice. This can be accomplished through educational programs, public campaigns, and the integration of human rights education into school curricula. 3. Civil society participation. Encouraging active participation of civil society organizations in shaping legal and policy frameworks, ensuring that diverse perspectives are considered and that the needs and rights of marginalized populations are adequately addressed. 4. Institutional accountability. Strengthening mechanisms to hold public institutions accountable for their actions and decisions, ensuring that they adhere to both the rule of law and human rights principles. This may include establishing independent oversight bodies, promoting transparency, and encouraging public participation in decision-making processes. To recap, economics, the rule of law, and human rights are interconnected and mutually reinforcing concepts. The rule of law provides a stable and predictable environment for economic development, while also serving as a foundation for the protection and promotion of human rights. Economic development, in turn, can contribute to the realization of human rights, while the protection of human rights can foster inclusive and sustainable economic growth. The intricate connections between economics, rule of law, and human rights demonstrate that these concepts are mutually reinforcing, with each playing a vital role in the development of stable and prosperous societies. Therefore, it is essential for governments, businesses, and civil society to recognize and promote the symbiotic relationship between these three elements to create a world in which everyone can enjoy the benefits of economic progress and the protection of their fundamental rights. Ultimately, the harmonious balance of these three components is essential for the creation of a just and equitable society. By working together to strengthen the rule of law, promote economic development, and uphold human rights, we can build a more just, prosperous, and inclusive global society.